Okay. Hello dear students, welcome to today's class. In this lecture video, we are going to discuss about efficient market theory, that is hypothesis and forms of market efficiency. Now let's see the lecture objectives. To know about the forms of market efficiency, so there are different forms of market efficiency. We would like to know about what are the different forms. And also to understand the efficient market theory. So what is the theory related to the forms of market efficiency? We are going to discuss about it. And finally, at the end of the lecture, you will be able to understand the forms of market efficiency and able to discuss about the efficient market theory and how it is helpful for the investors to have an understanding about the markets. Now, efficient market hypothesis theory. So, means the efficient market hypothesis theory was developed by the Eugen Fama in the early 1960. So, now Eugen Fama in the theory of financial markets have developed different concepts which are related to stock markets. So, which are the concept developed by this Fama as we contrast quite contrast with various people, various scientists who have developed their theories. So now let's see in this particular theory how the concept of this Fama is quite contrast with respect to different authors who proposed the in the field of stock markets. And he and other authors uh, corroborated a largely ignored thesis from a French mathematician that is Louis Broglie. And the concept of efficient market hypothesis states that the prices of financial assets reflect all relevant information. So the essence of the forms of market efficient, that's what the efficient market theory. The total essence of the efficient market theory simply states that the prices of financial assets reflect all relevant information. Now there is a lot of information exists with respect to different aspects. Now this particular information is having an influence on these share prices in different ways. Now means, say for example, the CEO of a particular company is going to change. Now this news is very important for the company because the new CEO may have different skills and capabilities and he may take up the company to the next level. Now here a company and the stakeholders of the company may have a lot of expectations on the new CEO, whether the new CEO is going to complete the whatever handle or the different tasks related to the company. In this scenario, if the market forces take this new CEO as a better for the company, then they will reflect this information into the share prices in a very positive manner. So in this way, a lot of information is available for these shareholders about the company and about various financial assets. Now this efficient market hypothesis theory states that the all relevant information that is available for the shareholders which is already been reflected in the share prices, and therefore the prices in average are accurate, means mostly whatever the prices that are available in the stock markets are accurate, and that means financial markets are efficient, means the whenever we are saying that the information is already been reflected in the stock markets, it simply indicates that wherever the markets that you see, these markets are efficient markets because the information that is available for the shareholders are made available for the already been reflected in the assets. So an active investor cannot continuously beat the market, and a passive investor can achieve the same profit in the average as the active achieves. Here we need to little understand about two different people. Those is active investors as well as the the passive investors. So the active investors are the one who actually study the market continuously and try to exploit wherever the possibilities are available. But whereas the passive investors have a kind of strategy to invest and they wait for some time being and then they try to make profit. Now there is a lot of difference between active investor and passive investor. So the active investor continuously monitor the stock market and try to exploit each and every opportunity that arises in the market, and try to enter and exit in multiple times and try to make some kind of profit. But whereas the passive investor invests their money and wait for quite some time and then try to make some profit. There is a difference between active and the passive investor. Now here efficient market theory states that the information that is available for the investors is already been reflected in the share prices, and there is no further no option available for the shareholders to exploit. That's the reason why whatever the profits that the active investors are enjoying, the same kind of profits even being enjoyed by the even passive investors without putting a lot of efforts in studying the market in every time being. So that's why the efficient market hypothesis and the theory states that the prices of various financial assets are quite same with respect to all the relevant information that is available for the investors. Now let us see the three different forms of market efficiency. As per the efficient market hypothesis theory, the markets are of three different forms. First form is the strong. So this one is known as a strong form of efficiency as well. At any given time, the market reflects absolutely all relevant information. So the strong form of market states that the information is absolutely relevant and public, private, while the trader may occasionally capture the unusual gains, and this is almost always because of short-term inefficiency. Means simply states that the strong form of market efficiency means the relevant information that is available in the market is almost available to all the traders. So maybe it is relevant to public information or relevant to private information. So publicly available information and privately available information that is known to all the investors, and that's the reason why that is already been reflected in the share prices, and there is no further chance for the investors for exploiting this information. So that is what we need to understand from this strong form of a market efficiency. And over some time, no investor can gain a consistent advantage over any other. Means every investor have the equal opportunity here, because the information available to the investors are quite common for all the investor. Means investor 1 knows what kind of information, investor 2 also knows the same kind of information, and in fact in the strong form of market this information is already been reflected in the share prices, and that's the reason why even the investor 1 or investor 2 cannot exploit this particular information and gain some profit with respect to this information. That's why strong form of market efficiency always states that there is no chance for the exploitation of information over one or maybe one investor to the another investor over the other investor. So now I would like to tell one example here about the strong form of market efficiency. Let's say for example in one particular company, the company's dividends are going to be announced. So when the company is going to announce this particular dividend, means people know prior to that particular date where the dividends are going to be announced. So this news is available to public, and this is known as the publicly available information. And with this publicly available information, people might have already take this information that this company is going to announce dividend. So through their calculations or maybe expectations, they know that the share price is going to be affected in a negative way or in a positive way, and based on that they try to take a decision. So that's the reason why with this information they either buy the shares or sell the shares and try to exploit this particular information. Now which means this particular information is publicly available because they know the date where the dividends are going to be announced. So this news is a publicly available information known to every individual investor, and they reflect, they invest their money in the company accordingly and make profit. Means the opportunity is quite common, and the strong form of market efficiency states that this particular information about the share prices or dividend announcement is known to every investor. So in the strong form of efficiency, the investors in the strong form of market efficiency knows this information. Every investor knows this particular information. So since every investor knows this particular information, there is no one particular investor have an opportunity to exploit this information, this particular information. That's the reason why no single investor will have an advantage for making use of this particular information. And the other one is a private information. Even some kind of companies, in some scenarios, so the company's information is privately available. Means related to one particular company, there may be an information which is known to first maybe the insiders, means like the board of directors, or maybe the people who are closely working with the organization, or maybe the closest stakeholders may know about this particular information. So this information is known as a private information. So this private information is also as per the strong form of efficiency is known to public. So means so by one way or the other way, even this privately available information is also known to public, and that is also being reflected in the share prices. So that is what is the strong form of efficiency. So that's the reason why even with respect to publicly available information or with respect to privately available information, there is no chance for the investors for making use of this information and gain from the market's opportunities. That's what is known as a strong form of market efficiency. Now let's see the next one, the semi-strong form of market efficiency. What is this semi-strong form of market efficiency? The market reflects all publicly available information or data at any given time, including historical trading information and business fundamentals, etc. So now there are two types of information, that is publicly available and privately available. So this semi-strong form of market efficiency states that the market reflects all the publicly available data, means the markets are going to reflect only the publicly available information that is given here, historical trading information, because the share prices are being traded ever since. Now you can take the share data of past. So you can consider the share prices of the past information, so that you will take the past data, analyze the past data, and take decisions for the future, as the technical analysis is going to do that. So now the historical trading information is known to everybody, because in trading software you will be able to see that information. And also business fundamentals. So whenever you want to take a decision about the company, so simply you can go through the company fundamentals and in the company websites, or else the stock exchanges, or maybe there are some specific financial websites wherein the listed companies information, or the accounting information is available, so that the shareholders will be able to access through this particular information and try to do some kind of fundamental analysis about this particular company, and business analysis about this particular company, and have an idea about the company, and maybe maybe able to take a decision whether to invest or not. So that's why the the publicly available trading information, and also the business fundamental information, which is already publicly available. But the semi-strong form of market efficiency states that the publicly available information is reflected in the share prices. However, a trader can get an advantage through the private data, or otherwise the limited information. That is what. So semi-strong form of market efficiency states that or assumes that the publicly available information only can be available for all the people and can be reflected, but the privately available information cannot be known to all the individuals and only known to a specific set of people. And that's the reason why they can make use of this information and take a trade